I look back and go, there were days and weeks that I'm like, what did I do? And I would say this, if you don't have those moments along your journey, you didn't dream big enough and you probably didn't play big enough.
Let's
Straight
go.
up.
Let's go. You are right, my friend. All right, we're here, a little impromptu impact effect podcast session with Brian Covey. As always, I'm fired up because whenever I'm in the room with Brian, magic seems to happen, baby. Magic seems to happen.
Yeah.
Brian, how do you define impact and show up in the world and provide impact today?
Well, it's changed over the years, Jim. So one, thanks for having me. This is kind of cool. Drop in the event and then we do this. But you know, with Presley going back to college this weekend, she had her first semester at Kentucky, and now she's gone, I think, about an 18-year-old, 17-year-old, and 10-year-old. Like, the impact is beyond just Nicole and I's marriage. Got 3 kids, got a team that's counting on me and responsible. In the world, I think impact can happen anywhere you show up and you're present. So it starts at your home. I believe that is the first place, because we all know if that's not right, everything else, you can be crushing it at work. But when you come home and you know that's out of alignment or that's not winning and you're not showing up your best, I don't care how much you're making and how much you're winning. So for me, impact starts there. I want to be a great husband and a great father. And then that spreads out to the community. Like, who can I impact? Who can I be around? And just be me and use the gifts God's given me, lessons, the failures, the triumphs, the things that have happened in my life, and go, man, I'm going to make that person's day better and leave them better than before I found them.
It's funny because you embody the fact of what you focus on grows or gets better. And every time we engage in a conversation, I learn from you, and it always starts with family first, right? And I've navigated some tough situations in the last year where I had to make some business decisions and close down a business, and it really was the right thing to do because I needed to focus more on my marriage, focus more on spending time with my wife, and I didn't get to that point where we hated each other or we were getting divorced. And that's truly because of the impact you've had on me and the things you've shared with me in the green rooms, behind stage, but also just hanging out with you, man, having a deep conversation. So first and foremost, I just want to say thank you for the impact that you've had on me. I really appreciate it. And it's, you know, when I said this to my wife, I said, you know, I know better. I need to make a change. We need to make a change with this business because I've been so blessed and I'm so grateful to have friends in my life who will tell me the truth, be vulnerable, and share what they've got going on in their world.
Dude, I'm proud of you. And it's not easy to say those things because you see social media, you see all the things that are like, oh, people have these perfect lives and all that. I'm like, no, spend 5 minutes with someone. And if you have a relationship with them, you're going to share those things. And the mentors in my life, the best way all of them have told me is to pay it forward is to go share the things you learned combined with your experience. So all I say is I'm a byproduct, like my dad being first, and then people along my life, coaches and mentors that poured into me. So now I'm this like culmination of them. And I go, man, I want to give that to other people. Like, you wouldn't keep a gift secret. If you knew something that could help someone, you would share it. And I always think like, that's how you got to show up. That's how you make an impact. It's not this like crazy, I'm on stage speaking. It's not, you know, we try to make it this big thing. It's literally a 5-minute conversation, a quick phone call, a quick text, like we'll do every once in a while. And it's like, just encourage someone. That's really the way life is done.
That's it, man. And it's funny you say that because it's not the things I've heard on stage. It's the 5-minute conversation that you, me, and Brian Galke had at my conference downstairs, right? When everyone was doing a podcast, and it was just us having this impromptu convo.
I remember that.
Similar to this impromptu podcast.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about what you got going on. You're building these teams. Like, what are you focused on in 26? What are you working on? What's the big vision for Brian?
Oh, man. Well, I made a big move last April, and had been with another mortgage company, and I just had this vision to step out of the corporate world. I'd been, you know, in the boardrooms and all the stuff and the ego, like I want this title and I want all of this. And I built teams, and I went back and literally, Jim, I was like, what am I passionate about? What do I want to go do? What's the team? Like in sports, I always think about, like, if I'm going to run this offense or I'm this position, like, where do I fit in? And so I made the move to cross country mortgage, and I loved Ron and the group there. I literally started with 0 people. And when I tell people this, they're like, hold on, like, you've run like 2.5 billion was the largest group I've run, several $billion teams. I don't share that to brag, but just go context so people know, like, we've built a lot of big teams. I started with zero in April. And it took several months. I hired our processing team. I hired my processing manager that's been with me for over 10 years. And then we started to bring teams in month 4. So imagine going 90 days in your world, no sales, no nothing happening. And I'm like, okay, God, what in the world did I just sign up for? And it was
What am I
part of the
doing?
test.
Yeah,
I'm
what
like,
am I doing?
whoa, I had these offers and I had these other easy paths. And I'm like, no, this is why you did it. And then certain things started to become clear. And I'm like, okay, first team's on. Okay, next team's on. Okay, next team's on. And then just now in month 9, we just added 3 more teams. So we more than doubled our group. And we have 3 more teams that are coming on in February. And so I'm going, it's all starting to come together. And I share all that because that was 9 months of me being relentless on my standards. I didn't miss calls. I didn't stop prospecting. I had plenty of no's. Like, I probably had more than 10 teams say no that I thought were going to be yeses. And if you can't deal with that and you're not okay with that, leadership's probably not for you right now. You need to really go back and think about that. And then now I'm able to guide people, and I'm clearer than I've ever been on who I want to work with, who my avatars are, and the people I want to serve. And now our team is starting to skyrocket. But I look back and go, there were days and weeks that I'm like, what did I do? And I would say this, if you don't have those moments along your journey, you didn't dream big enough and you probably didn't play big enough.
Let's
Straight
go.
up.
Let's go.
Like,
you are right, my friend.
Like anyone that's ever gotten there easy, like, hey, Brian, I made this move. I started this new company. Month 1, it was just like sales just poured in. It was like magic. I'm like, what? I've yet to find anybody that built a meaningful company or attracted the right people and did things they really were aligned with and big God-sized dream that didn't encounter storms along the way. Now, what I had to continually do is remind myself that aggressive patience that Andy Frisella talks about is aggressive in the things that I'm doing every day, aggressive in my pursuit, and be patient because I knew a breakthrough was coming.
Yep.
I don't have the date on it, but I can tell you now I can share that experience with other people. And I shared it today with a team coming on, and I was sharing with them, it took me 9 months to get you guys on, and you're now part of this group that's going to double our group. It might take you 9 months. It might take you a year. You might be better than me and do it in 90 days. Like, I don't know. But if you don't do the activities, what I do know is you'll never get there. And so that would be my message to anybody is like, if you're going after that stuff, be relentless in that pursuit of the right people and the right outcome that you want. You just don't know the timing of it.
No.
We don't get to decide that.
And if we could, or if we did, it wouldn't feel so good when it happened.
No.
Right? It's like that old adage of pleasure doesn't feel good if it wasn't for pain.
Yeah.
And not that we want to inflict pain or not that we want to always be in that season of pain, but it's almost like if you're not fighting for something, if you're not working towards something, if it comes super easy, like, did you really learn lessons? Did you really push yourself to get better? Did you really show up? Are you actually living to your full potential? Or are you even hitting anything close to your full capacity?
Yeah.
Right? And sometimes in those moments, at least for me, it humbles me so much to get back to the base, get back to the foundation and back to the roots, because it's like, okay, well, I haven't cold called in a while. Okay, well, business isn't going well. Let's go back. I start cold calling. I rebuild scripts. I rebuild strategies. I try this new thing. Then I pass it to the team, and the team's like, boom, 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 boom. And if I didn't have to get my ass kicked first, go back, rebuild it myself, then the team wouldn't have had those systems, those SOPs, those new opportunities. So it's like, hey, I actually needed to do that. Was it uncomfortable? Yeah. Do I want to wake up and make cold calls? Probably not. But that's a reality to get the thing that I want. And every single time, man, when I start something that feels super aligned and I'm full of passion and heart, it's always hard.
Always.
And I know that's my signal lately that this is the right path.
So I'll piggyback on that. Is I went back and I'd always built these teams in the last like 5 to 10 years, and I handed off my production. I went back and we didn't have enough people on board. And so I literally went out and I was helping people with their loans again, like loan level, reading guidelines, helping people and refer them in. Then when our teams came on, I'm like, hey, let me help you do business development. And I was showing them, hey, this is how we do it. This is how we do it. And I referred more last year in just the 8 months I was there than I have in years. Because I was like, to your point, we need sales. our team needs to grow. Well, the fastest way for them to get there is let me just jump in and help them and allow them to succeed, and we do it together. The second part I would tell you is, Rory Vaden says this one, and I love it. Diluted focus gets you diluted results. And so I looked at my schedule and I said, okay, I'm speaking, I'm doing all these podcasts. Are there things in my life that I need to remove and eliminate? Because this is the sole thing. I need to build the mortgage team. Like that's my baby. That's my one thing. And I'm like, okay, what do I need to say no to? And I know probably along the way, I said no to things that in the past Brian would have said yes to, would have felt good, would have looked good, would have got the camera and the speaker reel and all this stuff. And I go, man, if I look up in a year and I don't have this team built to this level that I had a pretty big goal around, I go, none of that's going to matter.
Well, you're gonna literally go, well, that was a distraction. Shouldn't have done that. And you're gonna start to feel that regret, or you're gonna start to feel like, oh, well, why did I make that decision? And and when you commit to stuff, and I know you're like me, you commit.
In.
So it's like I'm in, and if I'm in on this, and this, am I really in on any of it?
It's hard to do. And as you start to look at that, that's where I've really encouraged people. That's what I saw in my own journey. And so I know it will work for them because I just went through it, is that focus and that level of discipline to go, okay. And then I even looked at the end of the year and said, what could I do differently? Okay, I need to fly to more markets and get more in person with people, because some of the teams that didn't join, I didn't spend as much time in person or at all. So I started to break down the gaps, like where could we have improved? Where can we get better? And if you don't do that coming into the year, understand people are going to kick your butt. Yeah. Your competition will crush you. And so that's why this year our team will dominate. We'll become one of the top teams in the entire company again. And we're going to take off. But it's just discipline. Doing the hard things.
Doing the hard things. Discipline. Capital D, baby.
That's
Capital
it.
D.
Hey, yeah.
So how do you set your goals? How do you set your vision? Is there any strategic framework you use? Are you someone that has a word for the year? Like, what goes on in your mind, brother?
Oh, man. Couple things. One, part of my vision was carried over from last year because I'd started mid-year. And so we did not get to where I wanted to be at the end of the year. And I said, okay, where do I need to be at the end of the quarter? Where do I need to be a year into this journey? Where do I need to be at the midpoint? I love 90-day sprints, so I'll just give that framework. For me, if you break down 90 days and you back into it, it'll tell you everything you need to do on a monthly basis, a weekly basis, and daily basis. So I went back and I'm like, how many people did I talk to? How many of them actually moved forward? And then where were my gaps, as I was sharing earlier? Why didn't people move forward? Was it just we weren't compatible? Wasn't the grass fit? And I started to figure out, well, now what do I control? Well, I don't control how they receive information. I don't control necessarily their process, but I control how I show up. And if I show up in person, I have a better closing rate in the sense of if I'm with them, that energy, they're not going to find that somewhere else.
The energy transfer.
I'm like, I don't think that's going to happen. So then the other day, you talk about the one word. Let me see on my phone. I actually shared this with someone, so I want to get it right because I don't want to mess this up. I had someone that we were talking about this. I'm not doing a one word, but it was an interesting verse. And this made for more.
Ooh.
Yeah. So in Ephesians 2:10, just talks about for we are his workmanship. And so I started to think about, okay, who has God created Brian to be? And I want to show up as close to that version every day, knowing that I'm not going to be perfect, but at home as a husband, as a dad, as a leader. And so my conversations this year, I'll just tell you, I'm focused on being present and making sure those conversations are rich, meaning I'm going to leave them better than when they started talking to me. And I'm not going to chase and beg anybody to join my team or to be in my life. Just not going to do it. I'm not going to beg. I'm not going to do that. And what I've started to see, Jim, this is what's crazy. It's like literally people coming in, and there's some I'm like, I don't move forward. And I'm okay with it. Funny enough, many of them reach back out. So it's like, hey, you didn't reach back out. You didn't follow up. I'm like, hey, I don't think we're a fit right now. I think you're in a good spot. So get really clear about what your goals and objectives are. So what you asked earlier too is my goals for the year really back up into how do I help everybody on my team accomplish their goals? And so I know what their goals are. Then you compound that and go, okay, if they hit their goals, that's more than what my goal was. Like, it's that simple.
I was going to say, you win if they win, right? And I love the fact that you were talking about that in-person energy transfer. The keynote that I just did earlier, I talked about charisma.
Yeah.
And I talked about it's, a unique ability to influence using energy and love. And to show up in person, to have that charisma, to transfer that energy, and then go into it out of love that you want them to succeed, like you were just saying with your team, you're a charismatic guy. Like that, what you just said is why it works so well, because all you got to do is get in a room with Brian and you're going to feel that. You're going to feel that energy and you're going to feel that authenticity and the fact that you care.
Yes.
Right? Compassion, curiosity, looking out for someone. These are all things that I feel every time we have a conversation, man. You know, I've got goosebumps feeling it right now, brother.
Well, and here's what I've learned is you can only transfer that which is inside of you. If you don't have energy, you don't have the discipline that you're talking about, you don't have the things that person needs, you have this empty cup over here that you're like, hey, let me give you some of this. I've never done it and I don't live that. And so what I say to everybody is like, you may not agree with everything I do. I am very much on the extreme of working out and doing things. And I'm like, that may not work for you. It works for me. It gives me energy to sustain through the day. What I can promise you is if you're around me long enough, your life is going to get better, which is a byproduct. You'll make more money. You'll be happier. You'll be more fulfilled. You'll get in better shape. So I said, if you want those things, like I'm your guy. If you want to just go make more money, like I know people and you're going to miss out and you're going to be wondering why you're not happy because you're going to get there. You're going to make whatever number it is and you're going to go, I just thought it'd be different because I've been there. I know what that's like to get to a number and go, is that it?
Now what?
Now what? Like, I mean, is there like another piece to this that no one told me? And you go, man, now you got to really help people think about, and this is Stephen Covey thing, and that whole person theory is when you treat people as a whole person, you can actually create meaningful breakthroughs and change.
It's funny because you can't just give someone a little something or a little taste of the ice cream. You got to go all in, all in on every area of their life to truly build that deep human connection. Yeah. Right? I was talking earlier about the fact of like someone pops into your head, take the opportunity to reach out to them immediately because there's a reason. And most of the time when that happens, and I was saying like my friend Chase, he taught me how I can send text later on iPhones. Amazing. I'm like, I didn't know that was a thing. But like people pop in my head 10, 11, 12 at night and I don't message them because I don't want to bother them. Or, you know, I do wake up at 4:30, so I don't want to be ding, ding, ding from Jim Morris and I'm waking you up and you're up late with the kids or whatnot. But to actually do that, and what I realize is in those moments, those people need something from me and it ends up being a back and forth conversation, whether it's something about the body, something about the mind, something about the heart, something about relationships and opportunities. Like how many times has someone popped in your head and you went to message them and they were like, oh, I was just going to message you because I'm going through a hard time or I need your advice on something. And it's like, I'm so glad I reached out because being under that stress, being in those tough situations, in those scenarios, you may not have reached out. Yeah. And then you go down a path. So, you know, as you're saying that, I was just thinking through all these scenarios in my mind where I'm like, wow, I'm so glad I sent that message. And now I know this thing that on the iPhone, send later. I'm like, let's go, baby.
Those are the hacks to it. And, you know, I told somebody the other day, another hack for people out there is, you know, I love to engage on people's socials and content and things. You could use this for the text too.
You're great at it, dude, by the way.
I'm going to give you the time
You are
hack.
amazing at it.
Let me tell you why. Is one, I believe it's a transference of energy. I want to stay omnipresent. I want to be everywhere people are because they'll think about me for something that I can help them with. And so I'm like, I want to be there because I can't be in front of everybody every day. I can't call everybody every day. But once I started to use the voice to text, changed everything. I can literally go through and voice text just like you and I were talking. And I don't go, good job, Jim. It's like, hey man, I'm so proud of you. Great job there. Cheering on. Like send people something and you can do voice to text. It's fast, it's done. Or send an audio message. Shorter the better, I've learned. And just shoot that over to people.
It's funny, Brian Galke, we did a private dinner this past Saturday. He flew into Nashville a couple of days early from this conference. And we did a private dinner and we were talking about being auditory or being visual or kinesthetic. And I was saying long audio messages, I'm not an audio person. I'm a kinesthetic and then visual second. So I won't actually read them if they're 2 minutes, 3 minutes long. It's so funny that you bring it up. You're like, keep it short, still use them and I'll still read. But if I see like a 3-minute audio voice memo, I'm like, man, I can't get through it all. Yeah. You know? So it's funny when you think about it and you think about connection and how to connect deeply with people. It's like, you got to really understand how do they receive that information? That's so important because it's not that you can't send them. You just need to deliver the information you want to them in a way that they can digest it.
Yeah.
And you can use the voice memo. You can be strategic. You can manage your time. But man, stop sending those 4-minute voice memos because, you know, not a lot of people are going to be listening to the whole thing.
No high performer is going to listen to that, and they're going to look at it and go, you didn't respect my time. Like, you should be able to say it in 30 seconds. There's no greetings on that. By the way, when you jump in, just a quick tip, like when you're leaving an audio message, you're like, hey, Jim, I need to connect up with you later. Here's what I need to talk to you about. Let me know when you've got 10 minutes. If you want to send that, that's what you send. I don't call you and go, hey, man, such a great event. I hope you're doing well. I hope you and the family. It's like, cut the BS out. And so you might be struggling with it. And you're like, I don't know how to go that short. It literally is like, it's just telling them what you need and what your ask is. People will respect that. So if you don't want to text that because it might come across no tonality, send that in 30 seconds or less.
Ooh, that's such a great point, man. The tonality, because, you know, you send something voice, it can be perceived more correct. And I know that for sure. And it's so funny you're saying this because I literally talked about this in the keynote, and I know you weren't there for it. So it's not like you heard what I said and regurgitated it.
Great,
we're just flowing, brother. But I literally said, you can feel the energy transfer. And I'm, you know, grew up in Boston. I'm a pretty direct guy, right? Like, so for me, when I text, I actually have to add emojis because people perceive it incorrectly. I am short. I am to the point. I am direct. So there's these little tricks and tips that I wanted to share with folks in the crowd today because I've navigated that incorrectly, right? I've literally had someone be like, dude, what the fuck is your problem? And I'm like, what do you mean, dude? I love you. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, you're actually a jerk. I'm like, whoa. So now it's like direct to the point, smiley face, direct to the point, hang 10, direct to the point, pound it. Right. And it's like, you actually, okay, I could feel it a little bit differently that way. But like you said, short voice memos, man, it's the way to go in 2026.
Cut through the noise.
Yeah, man. It's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Well, dude, thanks for jumping on. Thanks for just chatting with me today. I really appreciate you, brother. You've changed my life. You've impacted me so positively. And I'm just so grateful to call you a friend, a mentor, and just have the opportunity to spend more and more time with you, brother.
I'm proud of you. And it's an honor. You know that. Like, we just pass it on and pay it forward now.